Hi, everyone. Cliff from Advanced Diagnostics here. If you're in this game long enough, and I've always mentioned this on a lot of my videos, you are going to run into your fair share of programming issues and also vehicle related issues. And you need to know how the systems are designed. If you know that, then everything becomes much easier. Because if you roll along just following screen prompts on a regular basis and you're not really paying too much attention to how the system actually operates, you're going to run into trouble. And when it happens, you may not know what direction to take. And I'll give you a perfect example of this because a locksmith recently was faced with this scenario. He was called to program in a single key in a lost key situation on a Toyota keyed ignition. And this is what he saw upon arrival of the job, the solid illuminated security light. Now, if you understand how the system works, you would know exactly what direction to take because this should be an easy fix. Now, it can be more complicated, but it does mean that someone else was there prior to you because that light solid means that the immobilizer has been reset. Once it's reset, you have to take it out of the learn mode by putting a master key in and closing it out properly if you only want that one key. So that would be the direction you would follow. Because it may be a case where the locksmith that was there prior to you didn't have the right key, or they were trying to introduce a valet key not knowing that it needs a master key. Or it could be something more complex. So that would be the direction to follow. In other words, you could take a proper key for the vehicle, insert it into the ignition in the off position, leave it in there for 5 seconds. You don't even have to cut the key. Take it out, insert a service key, flip it back and forth 6 to 8 times, ending in the off position. And if the light goes out, then you know you've got your issue solved because now you have a master key that has extinguished the light. It's now out of learn mode. You can go cut the key and start the vehicle. Or if that doesn't work, then it may be more complicated. You need to check the integrity of the key actuator buzzer. That may be damaged, or you may have an intermittent issue with it that needs to be addressed. Let's go further than that. So you work from the simple to the more complex. If that's not the issue, then it could be an open fuse, it could be an open relay, and there are a variety of other reasons why the learn mode may still be open. So that would be the steps to follow in trying to troubleshoot it. And this all stems from knowing how the system actually operates. Now, if you didn't know that, and you were just pushing buttons on a programmer, not paying attention too much to what the solid light implies, then you might go in the wrong direction. That's what happened in this case, unfortunately. He couldn't get the learn mode to close out. So then what he did was he tried to do something that can't be done, which is to reset it again. He went to quick reset. That obviously failed because the light is already solid. Then he went to the long reset, 30 minutes. That failed because the light is already solid, meaning that the reset has already taken place. You can't reset it again. That's a general principle rule that you should understand about Toyota. The next step was he went to program keys. Now, program keys can't work because you can't program in a key until you have a working master key to start, and the learn mode would already be closed. So he went through this process and he thought it was successful because of the fact that the vehicle ran after that. Now, you have to be careful with Toyota keyed ignitions because there are times when they can run with a solid light and they can run with a blinking light. But the vehicle will not stay like that indefinitely. Unfortunately, in this case, he sent his customer on his way, and he's going to have to address that or have a dealer intervention to take it out of learn mode. So you can see my point is that you're better off when you know exactly how the manufacturer designed the system so that you know what to look for. You can recognize vehicle behavior very quickly, and you'll know what direction to go in, as opposed to someone who just rolls along pushing buttons on the machine and following screen prompts and doesn't take the time to learn the systems. So there is a distinct difference between the two, and I think it's very obvious that if you know the systems, you are going to do much better. You will be sought after by customers. You will get repeat business, And no matter what your demographic area, you will do very well, as opposed to someone who just has almost no knowledge of how the systems work, but can use a key programmer and can cut a key. And the basics is what I'm talking about. Not even the basics really, because I consider the basics understanding the fundamentals of how these manufacturers are designing their systems. That's crucial to your success. And we do want to see you be successful. That's why I take the time to make these videos. I want to see you do well. All right, well, that concludes this video. I thank you for spending time with me, and I will see you again. Bye, everyone.